What does it mean to be human in an age of algorithms? We live surrounded by digital miracles, machines that think, feeds that anticipate desire, systems that promise safety, ease, and constant satisfaction. Yet, beneath all our progress lies a familiar anxiety. Are we still free? Or have we quietly traded freedom for comfort? Can we sustain compassion in a world where reason is automated and intimacy is mediated by screens? More than a century before artificial intelligence or social networks, Fyodor Dostoevsky posed these same questions in the Brothers Karamazov. His novel is not simply a Russian family tragedy. It is a prophetic map of our moral condition. The trial that unfolds in its pages, the trial of faith, freedom, and the human heart, is the same one we now face in the digital age. The story begins with the death of the father, Fyodor Pavlovich Karamazov, a lecherous, mocking sensualist who recognizes no authority beyond his own pleasure. His murder is the central crime of the novel, but symbolically, it is much more: the killing of the old world of faith, hierarchy, and sacred order. In Dostoevsky's time, this was the crisis of modernity. In ours, it is the crisis of technology. The death of the father mirrors our own age's rejection of inherited moral foundations. The modern world, like the Karamazov family, has slain its patriarch and inherited a world without a guiding moral center. What remains are the sons, each representing a path humanity might take as it faces freedom without divine authority. Dmitry Fyodorovich is the man of passion and appetite. He embodies the freedom of the flesh, the pursuit of pleasure and sensation as ends in themselves. His struggle between the ideal of the Madonna and the ideal of Sodom captures the human contradiction between spiritual aspiration and carnal desire. In our digital culture, Dmitry's turmoil is everywhere. His hunger for love and indulgence echoes in a world of endless consumption, of images, pleasures, and experiences designed to satisfy but never to fulfill. Like Dmitry, we live in a cycle of desire and guilt, craving transcendence even as we drown in stimulation. Dostoevsky asks whether such a passion, unmoored from faith, can ever lead to meaning, or whether it must burn itself into ash before finding redemption. If Dmitry is passion without a restraint, Ivan is the reason without mercy. He represents the modern intellect, the rational mind that demands answers even from God. His famous declaration that he returns his ticket to creation, refusing a universe built on innocent suffering, remains one of the most powerful indictments of divine order ever written. But Ivan's rebellion does not end with philosophy. It becomes a way of life. In the legend of the Grand Inquisitor, he imagines Christ returning to earth only to be imprisoned by the church. The aged inquisitor tells him that humanity cannot bear the burden of freedom, that people want not liberty but comfort. The church, he says, has taken up the banner of the devil, giving mankind miracle, mystery, and authority in place of the unbearable freedom Christ offered. This vision is hauntingly familiar. In our time, the Inquisitor's promise has taken digital form. The algorithm whispers, Let me decide for you. We are relieved of choice by convenience, of responsibility by automation. The logic of the Grand Inquisitor now hums beneath our feeds, our search engines, and our artificial intelligences. Dostoevsky foresaw it. The dream of a world where the fear of freedom drives humanity to surrender its soul to systems that promise peace. And yet, Ivan's logic is not without brilliance. His rebellion is rooted in compassion. He refuses to accept the happiness built upon the suffering of others. But in his pursuit of truth through reason alone, he severs thought from love. This separation is the great danger of our technological century. Intelligence without empathy, data without conscience, creation without care. Against Ivan's despair and Dmitri's passion stands Alyosha, the spiritual brother, the embodiment of faith in action. His mentor, the elder Zosima, teaches that faith is not an escape from the world, but a deeper immersion in it through love and responsibility. Alyosha's role is not to argue, but to live. His faith cannot refute Ivan's logic, but it can outlast it. He walks through a world of sin and madness, offering compassion rather than judgment. His belief is a discipline, not a certainty, a way of being that keeps the heart open in a world that has forgotten how to feel. In the digital age, Alyosha represents what our technologies cannot replicate: empathy, presence, and moral responsibility. No algorithm can enact Joshima's teaching that each of us is responsible for everyone and everything. Only a human being can. The murder of Fyodor Karamazov and the wrongful conviction of Dmitri form the novel's outer plot, but Dostoevsky's true courtroom lies deeper. The crime under judgment is not patricide, it is a condition of modern humanity. Ivan's nihilism has given the intellectual permission, and Smerdyakov, the cynical servant, acts it out. The idea becomes deed, thought becomes death. In the end, Dmitri accepts his punishment with humility. He dreams of a suffering child and feels the weight of all human suffering within himself. He chooses to bear it willingly, turning suffering into purification. His redemption, fragile but real, is Dostoevsky's great hope that even in the ruins of faith, the soul can be awakened through love and pain. Each brother then represents a fragment of humanity's divided nature. Dmitri seeks salvation through the body, Ivan through the mind, Alyosha through the heart. Each freedom leads to its own fate. Dmitri's passion is purified by suffering, Ivan's intellect collapses into madness, and Alyosha's love endures as the final light. After the funeral of a young boy, Alyosha gathered the grieving children and tells them, "My dear boys, you must know that there is nothing higher or stronger or more wholesome or more useful in life than some good memory, especially a memory from childhood." In a world of cynicism and doubt, he offers not a doctrine but a memory of love, the seed of compassion that might outlast despair. Today, the same trial continues. The court has changed, but the questions remain. Dmitri's hunger burns in a culture of consumption. Ivan's intellect reigns in a world ruled by data. Alyosha's love struggles to be heard amid the hum of digital noise. Artificial intelligence represents the latest form of Ivan's rebellion, the triumph of the rational without the moral, the dream of a mind without a soul. The Grand Inquisitor's voice echoes in the algorithms that promise to know us better than we know ourselves, that tempt us to trade freedom for comfort, conscience for convenience. The human cry for meaning has become a request for personalization. And yet, Dostoevsky's hope remains. The path of Alyosha still exists in every act of empathy, every moment of attention, every refusal to surrender our humanity to automation. The novel reminds us that the salvation of the soul will never be programmed. It must be lived. The true challenge of our age, as of Dostoevsky's, is not whether we can create machines that think, but whether we can remember how to love. The Karamazov heart still beats within us, torn between passion, intellect, and faith, struggling, doubting, yearning, and in that struggle lies our dignity. The trial of the soul continues. The verdict, as ever, is ours to write. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.